Are you a beginner woodworker or just a hobbyist or weekend warrior but looking to make some extra cash or possibly change your life? Well, today I'm going to show you how I made nearly $30,000 with my first year of woodworking on Etsy, selling simple projects that I'm going to be showing you in this video. And I've got all the data receipts. Welcome to the Woodworkers Wire, where I keep you up to date with the world of woodworking, with all the latest news, trends, projects, and more. Did you know that most successful woodworkers started out as hobbyists or weekend warriors? Woodworking can be so lucrative that people are quitting their jobs, opening up their own businesses, and although that may seem out of reach for you, it's not. Let me explain. You see, most people think that the success is just going to come straight to them. Well, unfortunately, that's not how it works. You do have to put in some work and effort. When I first started woodworking, I had some hand tools already, but any tools that I couldn't get my hands on, I either rented or I borrowed. Most areas, depending on the demographics, have local businesses that rent out certain tools. Even Home Depot rents out tools, so keep that in mind as well. Did you know that Lowe's, Home Depot, and most of the big box stores has tools on clearance? Returns that come back that they can't charge full price for? Be sure to check your local areas and your local hardware stores and big box stores to see where the clearance items are. I guarantee you they have them. Your mission should be to start small and grow. When I got started in woodworking, I knew that I needed to build what I could with what tools I had. Although I was limited on what I could make, I did the research and saw what projects were turning and burning and making profit. Which brings me to my first best sellers, wine racks and lanterns. These are easy enough to build with limited tools, and the money you can make off of these is a good enough profit to where you can start saving up your money and buying bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger tools. Other items that do particularly well for me are candle holders. I know y'all know that I've done a lot of videos on candle holders, but my main reason is because these things are easy to make with limited tools, and you can sell them for big money. Stuff like this that you can make out of just some reclaimed wood or some pallet wood. Letter holders, business card holders, these do particularly well, especially with the personalization options. Let's talk about the personalization options. Anytime a potential buyer is scrolling on Etsy or online, certain things will stick out to them and catch their eye, especially the personalization options. And there's no doubt that having a laser engraver or even a CNC machine gives you a big head start when it comes to competing with all that competition. Well, how do I know what to make and what's popular? What I like to do is search for, say, wood items on Etsy. I'll scroll down and look for what are tags like bestseller and just take a look and browse at what's popular. Once something catches my eye like this countertop tray, I'll take a snapshot of it. That way I can take and make note of it. And look at what they're asking for this. And it's on sale, quote unquote. Let's click on it and see how many people have it in their carts. 20 people have it in their carts, and there's only 2 left. Oh wow, look at here. Sale ends in 8 hours and 55 minutes. That means it is a 24-hour sale, which is a good way to grab eyeballs. Now, if you don't have a laser or a CNC to give these personalization options, I know plenty of people who go to these places that rent out time on their CNCs and their laser engravers. So if you don't have a laser or a CNC, just do a little bit of research around your area to see if there's a place that will let you rent out their machines. I guarantee you'll get lucky. Other projects that do particularly well for me are these rustic wall planters with a vial. People go absolutely nuts over these things. In the beginning, I made these two styles, and it took about 2, maybe even 3 weeks before I got my first order. But once I got that first order, they started trickling in for the next week or two, and then bang, I was on fire. I'll leave links to the videos for these up in the left-hand corner and in the description of this video. This is a great project to get started with on Etsy. I've seen comments on my videos and I've heard people in the chat talking about, why am I not selling anything? I opened my Etsy store and it's been a month. Well, like I said earlier in this video, success doesn't come to you. You have to go and get it. What do I mean by that? Once you open your Etsy shop, you can't just post something and expect that it's going to sell immediately. First, you need to make sure you're taking quality photos and video, using good keywords, great description, but most importantly, you need to explore the marketing option through Etsy. They have a certain budget that you can set to test out what works for you. I highly recommend doing that in the beginning. Then once you start gaining momentum, you can turn the marketing off and your momentum will continue. The projects that I've shown you and the projects I have yet to show you in this video, I'm going to show you some receipts. We're going to go from December of 2021, when I first opened my Etsy shop, to December 2022 and show you what I turned in my first year on Etsy. That, my friends, is what we call receipts. Now, not only did I sell the projects I've already shown you and what I'm about to show you, I've also sold my jewelry boxes. It's about a half and half breakdown between the smaller projects and my jewelry boxes. Another great item that does well in my shop are charcuterie boards. These never fail me. All I used to build this one charcuterie board was a jigsaw and a 1-inch Forstner bit. It took me approximately 10 minutes to get it cut to shape, to sand it all down and slap some food-safe mineral oil on it. And being that it's made out of this Claro walnut, I can get up to $200 for these things. That's great and all, but where do I get my wood? Well, the majority of the time, I get my wood from an online source called Northwest Timbers. Now, they sell more of the exotic and figured wood, which can be a lot more pricey. Now, if you're just beginning, I would recommend looking into your local arborists, your local sawyers, and your local lumber yards, and even looking in behind warehouse buildings to snag some of that free pallet wood. But you don't need any fancy figured wood to start making money. Believe it or not, one of the most trending woods is pine. Not even kidding. What's trending right now are bold and bright colors, especially when making things like these mountains. People like them red, people like them blue. Offer up an assortment of colors and people will show interest. These projects are just an assortment of the projects I started building when I had limited tools. So, if you're stuck with limited tools, that won't stop you from making money. There are many projects that you can make with simple tools and sell for a lot of money to buy yourself the tools you need to continue in your journey to success. And always remember, the only difference between try and triumph is just a little oomph. Sky.